Yo. Pronounce it like the letter. I don't say it at all. It's your boy S, and this is BARZ WRESTLING MEDIA. Hey, this is new for me right here. Only because I have never recorded on StreamYard before, so this is my first time. So bear with me if we have any technical difficulties, but I don't expect to have any. I expect for this to run smoothly, and we're going to talk our talk. So let's talk about it. SummerSlam recap 2024. What did y'all think? How did it go? What did you like? What was your dislikes? Let's talk about it. So first, let's talk about this Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley thing. So let's be for real here. This kind of was predictable, and I'm not saying the whole story wasn't dope, but it was kind of predictable that Dom was most likely going to turn on Rhea Ripley at some point in time. We just didn't know when, but this was diabolical when he did it. This was straight up diabolical. So they had the match, and it seems like Rhea was going to pick up the victory. Then she gets a little carried away, and she wants to grab the chair and smash Liv Morgan's face in with it. But who comes to the aid? Dom, and says, hey, you can't use that chair. You can't win that way. Takes away the chair. But in the process of that, it gives Liv Morgan the opportunity, gives her the opportunity to strategize and hit her with the Oblivion. Only then for the Oblivion to be hit with Rhea Ripley hitting the chair and the 1, 2, 3, and there you have it, retaining the title, Liv Morgan, with Dominic Mysterio's assistance. We knew it was going to happen. We all seen it. We understood. So I'm wondering what's going to go down from there, because that kind of was like the first hint of the implosion of the Judgment Day. So I'm wondering what's going to happen moving forward. I guess we'll find out on Monday Night Raw. Moving along, let's talk about Gunther versus Damian Priest. To me, Gunther versus Damian Priest was probably the match of the night, in my opinion. Very, 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 very competitive match. I've been saying this from the jump. Gunther is the ring general for real. Y'all got to put some respect on that man's name. Y'all got to put some respect on that man's name. He is the ring general for a reason. And he showed it. And if you notice, if y'all really notice, he's winning a lot of his matches clean. Like, he's not using any outside interference. Of course, when Imperium was around him, every now and then he had a little bit of outside interference. But most of the time, he wins his matches clean. He gets no help from nobody. And he had no help in this match. And he won. And he is the new World Heavyweight Champion. I predicted this. I knew this was going to happen. Just didn't know when. And there you have it. New World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. He's going to have this belt for a while. They're going to have to really gather up a story similar to the whole Sami Zayn situation for him to lose, because I don't see him losing this belt no time soon. Moving forward, let's talk about Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. I'm going to be honest with you. Match was too short for me. I thought it would have been longer. It wasn't a bad match. I just thought it would have been longer. It's kind of short. I don't know. I wasn't really keeping track of time, but I felt like it was a little tad bit short. But I don't know. Maybe that was just me feeling that way. But it definitely was, in my opinion, short. But it was a cool match. Braun Breaker picked up the victory. It seems like it's a new era when it comes to the champions. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, every single title has changed except for the women's title on the SmackDown side. No, not SmackDown side, on the Monday Night Raw side, I believe. And every other title has changed hands. I believe so. But moving forward, yeah, I just felt like the match was kind of short. But Braun Breaker is the new Intercontinental Champion. Let's talk about Nia Jax and her victory over Bayley. Now, mind you, I did not expect Nia to win. I thought in some fashion it was going to be some sort of mishap and things wasn't going to go her way. But she ended up winning. And I don't believe I've seen somebody go from winning the Queen of the Ring match and then months down the road end up winning the title. I don't know if that has ever happened. It probably has, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, she is the new women's champion for SmackDown. And, you know, she's going to be a dominant champion, but I definitely see Tiffany Stratton turning on her at some point in time because she does have that money in the bank contract. So I feel like at any given time, she is going to turn on her. And I see it coming at some point in time, at some fashion. She's going to turn on her. Moving along, we're going to try to speed through this as much as possible. Moving along, we're not going to talk about none of these other like short segments or whatever that stretched out the show. No need for all that. Moving along, let's talk about Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Man, listen. It was a good match. It was better than what I expected. CM Punk returned, and he did his thing. And so did Drew McIntyre. Honestly speaking, Rollins called it straight down the middle. I mean, he had some conflict here and there, but he called it like straight down the middle. As much as he hates CM Punk, he called it straight down the middle. Drew McIntyre picks up the win, takes the bracelet, because there was a lot of things going on there, and it really, 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 really was telling. My personal opinion, CM Punk could have had the win, but he allowed his emotions to get the best of him, and he ended up losing and getting his bracelet taken yet again. Because within the match, he took the bracelet back from Drew McIntyre. Then he ended up dropping it. And then Rollins, trying to be honorable, picked up the bracelet and just put it on his wrist just to hold on to it. CM Punk sees that later on in the match and addresses Rollins, which we all know Rollins, for that night, was the referee. He started addressing Rollins. You know, Rollins was the referee, and it distracted for that moment. Drew McIntyre came in and took advantage. And before you know it, it was 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre wins and takes back the bracelet. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Moving forward, let's talk about this main event. Let's talk about this main event. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Let's talk about that for a second here. Listen, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa was a pretty good match. Bloodline rules. Bloodline was all over there during the closing segments of this match when it got to the climax of the situation. But I feel the point of the match that showed that Cody was going to retain was when Jacob Fatu put him through a table and injured himself. Now, we all know it's a work. He's not really hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's went this far doing the most craziest moves and hasn't gotten hurt yet. So we all know he's not hurt. It's a work. He probably tweaked a muscle or something like that, but he's not hurt. And I expect to see them defending the tag titles sometime soon, him and Tama Tonga. But Tama Tonga and Toga Loyola were all over that match. Almost cost Cody the victory until Randy Orton and KO returned. When Randy Orton and KO returned, they evened up the odds. But like I said, there was one missing factor, and that was Jacob Fatu, which I already told you. He came up in there and he wrecked shop only for him to hurt himself and couldn't continue. But Solo still couldn't put away Cody Rhodes even after him being put through a table. But guess what happened? The OTC came back. The OTC, the original head of the table, the original tribal chief, Roman Reigns, returned, and he evened up the score, allowing Cody to pick up the victory and retain the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight title. Like I said, another predictable return. We knew he was going to come back, but it was dope seeing him back. He looks like he's in phenomenal shape. Looks like he toned up a lot more. Looks like he lost a little bit of weight. But he still looks like in terrific shape. I'm anxious what's going to happen moving forward with this whole bloodline story, because now that he's back in the forefront, how are they going to connect all these together? Because we didn't see Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is not back yet. So I'm guessing maybe Paul Heyman is going to return with him to SmackDown. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's an up and down thing. But he came out by himself. That's what happened. So I'm anxious to see how that's going to go moving forward. But that's the recap. And overall, I felt SummerSlam was pretty good. If I missed anything, I'm pretty sure y'all let me know in the comment section. But yeah, I feel like it was pretty good. I don't, see anything, any flaws or whatever as far as the event. There's no need for me to talk about all the small segments that happened in between. Oh, I did forget a match. Logan Paul versus LA Knight. Yeah. Listen, LA Knight, man, let me tell you, I followed LA Knight ever since the Indies, ever since TNA. And a few things I want to say before I get into the actual match itself, all right? LA Knight's been doing this gimmick for a minute, okay? He's been doing this gimmick for a minute. Y'all got to stop saying that he's a Stone Cold, he's a Rock. We know he sounds like these individuals, right? We know he sounds like these wrestlers. But he's been doing this gimmick basically his whole career for the most part. For the most part, for a good portion of his career, he's been doing the same gimmick. The only change that he's had was his name. But he's been that character for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if it was such a bad thing, then I'm pretty sure Stone Cold and The Rock might have said something to him a long time ago. But obviously, he got the approval. So y'all got to lay off, let that man cook. Now, moving along. Let me tell you something. Give Logan Paul his flowers. Because Logan Paul has only been in the WWE. How long has he been in WWE? Maybe like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I don't know. But Logan Paul is wrestling like he's had 10, 15 years, 20 years of experience. Like the guy can do it all. And y'all gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if he keeps wrestling matches like this, sooner or later, you might see the championship around his waist. And I'm talking about the WWE title or the world title. One of those two. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's wrestling some great matches with guys that have at least 20 years of experience. He's putting on some matches, and his ring awareness is top notch. I mean, we've all seen a video where he was wrestling Rey Mysterio and he saved Rey Mysterio from his demise. Those are the type of things that you learn, like, from years of experience, but he don't have years of experience, and he's doing some phenomenal things. That springboard, listen, anybody that can balance on the ropes like that and do a backflip need to be applauded. There's a lot of people that do it. I've seen Jacob Fatu does it all the time. Phenomenal. I believe Kevin Owens has done it once or twice. But Jake Paul doing it is different because Jake Paul don't have the experience like these other guys I just mentioned. So you got to give Jake Paul his flowers for these matches that he's putting on with these veterans of the ring because, like, he ain't supposed to be doing this early, you know? But yeah, LA Knight picks up the victory, and he's your new United States champion. Overall, like I said, the SummerSlam event was not bad. It was pretty good. Waiting for the next event. I believe that's going to be the Bash at Berlin. I believe. I'm not sure. But I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next. Monday Night Raw's tomorrow. SmackDown is on Friday. So I'm pretty sure between these shows, we're going to hear some things and we're going to see some appearances. But other than that, that was my recap. It's your boy S, and this is BARZ Wrestling Media StreamYard. Deuces.